Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No.
Hello everyone, how we doing? You guys know what day it is, you know what's good. It's vlog time with Ollie again. Let's do this. Right, so got some fuel and I've got my silencer in, which is like, it's unreal how much of a difference the Skunk 2 silencer actually makes. Like, I could barely hear the exhaust now. It's unreal, absolutely unreal. And the topic for today's video is my 5 loves and 5 dislikes of the EP3 Type R. Why you should buy one, and there's no reason why you shouldn't. So let's get into that. The first thing that I love about this car is kind of like the no-brainer why you get a Honda Civic Type R. It's the VTEC. You've got to have the VTEC performance. It's just unicorns, okay? All of you must have seen my car mods. They're 100% right. It's literally just unicorn farts under the engine at 5,800 RPM, and it just goes. Nah, for real though, VTEC is a high lift cam. So normally you've got your cam going around opening the valves, so it's letting in a little bit of air and fuel, but then when it gets to 5,800 RPM, the pressure build up in the thing pushes over a rocker arm, and now the high lift cam can hit that arm, which allows more fuel and more air in. So yeah, that's how VTEC works basically. Magic, straight up magic. You're gonna have to bear with me as well, because, well, in the last video the screen is so shaky. It's because I've got a cheap old Halford's phone mount. I've got a new one, a better one, but I just haven't had time to set it up yet, so unfortunately you're gonna have to deal with a shaky video again. Sorry. Right, so the second thing that I love about this car is the handling. It's got a great chassis, it's got a great suspension setup from standard, because I'm not lowered or anything yet. I haven't touched the suspension yet, and it still handles like a weapon. You can just whack it into corners. You can get a bit of front wheel drive oversteer on these, kicking out the rear end. Just make sure you don't lift off. That's all you got to do. When you're going around a corner, just don't lift off oversteer. Or you can, but you can control it if you know what you're doing. But if you want to drive fast in one of these, going around corners fast, yeah, it's the same with any racing on a racetrack, fast road. You want to have either you'll be braking or accelerating around the corner, because that will just help you keep your traction and help it grip the road, instead of if you're coasting, not doing anything, it's just all over the place and you're pretty much going to die. Third thing that I love about this motor is just how big it is inside. It's not massive on the outside, but driving, passenger, loads of legroom, rears, loads of legroom, headroom's pretty good as well. Never had any complaints from anyone back there. It's got a massive boot as well, but I'm not going to show you that because mine's an absolute mess. But it's a massive car inside. Unreal. I don't know the exact dimensions of the boot, but I'll put it there. I'll let you know. Yeah, it's a decent sized motor. Very spacious wise, it's very comfortable. nothing's cramped. There's room everywhere. The fourth thing that I love about the EP3 Type R, one of the main reasons why I bought this hot hatch, one of the main reasons a lot of people buy it, not just for the VTEC or the handling, but it's for the reliability of it. It's got that typical Honda reliability certification because, yeah, as I went through in my last vlog, they're unreal reliable, still things to look out for, but yeah, hands down, like one of the most reliable car manufacturers you can get. EP3, one of the most reliable cars you can get, hands down. It's more reliable than Impreza, VXR, Fiesta ST. What other hot hatches are there? I don't even know. Audi S3 is more reliable than that. Everything is, yeah, it's super reliable. I would super recommend, I'd 100% recommend getting one just as a runaround, just for the reliability of it, because you can give it def daily. As long as you check its oil, boy, it ain't gonna go nowhere. So it's all good. Getting on to my fifth and final thing that I love about this is a strange one because it's not just about this car, it's about the whole Honda community. I love the amount of hate that Type R's get because it's little, it's a hatchback, it's light, it's naturally aspirated, it's only got 200 horsepower, but when they've got a good tune on them, maybe a bit of forced induction, mate, they will tear up the streets, boy. And everyone hates them, like, Honda's a shit, Honda's a gay. No, they're not. Just because they beat you, why are you crying? That's all it is, it's just pure crying and then they're hating because saying they're gay. Like, who cares? Who cares? Yeah, no, I love the amount of hate the Hondas get in the car community because it makes you feel like you're like kind of original and you're not just going with a car that like most car guys like. I know that every car guy has a different thing that he likes, but let's say, I don't know, a lot of people hate on Hondas for no reason really, just because they're sick. That's it. Alright, now it's time for the 5 things I dislike about this car. This was actually so hard to think of 5 dislikes about this car, but I've got 5, but they're kind of not things I hate, but it's kind of like little niggle bits I've got, like little bits that kind of annoy me every now and then. So kicking off, the main dislike, I'm very on and off with this one because I know like sometimes I say, oh yeah, it's really bad, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, it's not that bad, it's livable. But number 1 is comfort. It's a hot hatch, it's got hard suspension, Surrey roads are trash. What do you expect? Like I said in my last one, it is livable daily, but it's not comfortable. It's livable. You don't buy one of these to help your bad back, to put it that way. You buy one of these so it grips onto corners like... Oh mate, I can't think of anything to say this morning. It grips, okay? There's not much body roll because it's got hard suspension, which it was designed to have. The JDM EP3 Type R has harder suspension from standard than this one as well. This one was dumbed down for English roads. That one, they must be unreal. Getting on to my second dislike about this car, it's just how much of a pain in the arse it is to work on, really. Like, it's not terrible to work on. You can get to everything, everything's visible, it's not covered up by plastic trays or anything, but I have rounded off and snapped so many bolts on this motor now because they just corrode. That's why this is on my dislikes. The bolts just corrode and they're a pain in the arse to get out. That's it. It's not a exactly a dislike towards the car because it's a 15-year-old car now. Like, it's gonna have some corrosion on some steel bolts. I was scraping the barrel for these dislikes because there's nothing that I really dislike. Number 3 would be the absolutely terrible standard speakers on this car. They're bad. The sound quality out of them is not great. They fuzz and fart and rattle and all of the stuff you don't really want from a speaker. So I've got some new speakers coming in the post after having this car for over a year, but I don't really listen to that much music. It's all about the Skunk 2 note. That's my music, it's my ear. Fourth dislike about this, and this is quite a real one, is because it's got to be nice. You've got to have a pretty good day, nice warm weather, so the roads are warm, to have a really good drive out of this car. In the wet, you do not want to be taking it hard in corners and that, because it weren't, well, it's not terrible in the wet, but it's not very confidence boosting, I'll give it that. In the dry, and on a warm day, those tyres are sticky, mate, and you can just grip for days. But when it's cold and wet and rainy, it's a bit slippy, a bit scary. And when you're in VTEC, it jumps the wheels, even though I haven't got a map, and it's spinning up the wheels in VTEC when it's wet. I do have budget tyres on though, which I do regret right now. I didn't get them put on, they were on when I bought it, and I haven't taken them off because they had they were brand new. So I didn't see the point of just whipping them off and putting a good set of tyres on yet, because they were brand new tyres when I got it. Oh well. And the 5th and final dislike is it's got a bit of a cheap interior. Yep, cheap plastic, tacky plastic, rattly plastic interior. They cheaped out on the interior. There's no good materials in it really. It's just all the same hard, durable plastic. It's the kind of plastic that is pretty good for showing up scratches. It doesn't scratch, it's quite hard to scratch, but just looks cheap, feels cheap. That's it really. But I'm not even mad at them. I'm not mad, because they built such an amazing car. Who cares if it's got a cheap interior? It's a driver's car, not a cruising car that is nice to be sitting. It's not a bad place to be, because you've got the the bucket seats and nice pedal positions and nice clocks and stuff, but cheap. So the question is, should you buy one of these? And the answer to that is yes. Everyone should go out and buy an EP3 Type R, because they're fun. I'm going to say they're, in VTEC they are quite quick. They're good at handle, they're reliable, they're cheap to maintain. I don't really know what more you could want out of a car. The only thing that this car doesn't deliver is 40 miles to the gallon. But when it's pumping out 6.5 second 0 to 60, high revving engine, bad boy K20, big boy 200 brake horsepower, I can live with my low 20s MPG. I can live with that. So yeah, that's kind of all I've got to say today. I think our topic is done. We've done my 5 likes and dislikes. And yes, you should buy one. No, no, you shouldn't buy an FN2 because they're poo. The FN2s are a nicer place to be with the interior, no doubt about that, but they're just not as raw sauce as the EP3. Plus they've got a torsion beam as the rear suspension instead of individual setup, so the handling's not as good. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Same time next week, Wednesday 7 PM. It'll either be me or Pablo. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Love you lots. I'm gonna dry it,
And then
fill it, sand it a bit more so it's smooth, and just primer over the red bits.
And then give it to someone who knows what they're doing.
So yeah, fill it, sand it, primer, paint.